It starts with the smallest decisions, the ones you don't even think about anymore. The way you open your eyes and immediately reach for the phone. The way your feet hit the floor without pause, carrying you to the coffee pot before you've had a sip of water. The slice of toast, the jam, the sweet yogurt, the rush, the stillness, forgotten, the muscle, neglected. You don't think much of it. After all, it's just morning, just routine. But what if I told you that those first 60 minutes, the way you begin your day after 60, could be the difference between building strength and silently losing it, between independence and fragility, between walking with power and hesitating with every step? Because here's the truth that no one's been saying loudly enough. Your morning isn't just a habit, it's a signal. And if you're sending the wrong one day after day, your body isn't just aging, it's adapting to survive, not to thrive. And the result is something many seniors call getting old, when it's actually just poor communication between you and your biology. Let's talk about what's really happening after 60. Your body becomes less forgiving. Your hormones shift, your digestion slows, your nervous system becomes more sensitive, your muscles become less responsive to the same cues that worked when you were 30 or 40. What used to work, skipping breakfast, a quick pastry, black coffee on an empty stomach, now works against you. You're not broken. You're just out of sync. And it starts the moment you wake up. Because the first hour of your day sets the tone for everything your body does afterward. From how it manages blood sugar, to how it maintains muscle, to how well you absorb nutrients, to how fast your brain processes the world around you. And if you start with stress, sugar, and stillness, you send the signal to weaken, not strengthen. Let me tell you about Lorraine. She's 68, widowed, lived alone in a small house with a porch swing she hadn't sat on in months. Every morning looked the same. She'd wake up, check her phone, drink coffee with flavored creamer, and nibble on half a muffin or a granola bar. Then she'd sit while reading, sit while watching TV, sit through breakfast and lunch and wonder why everything felt harder, why her legs ached, why her arms felt hollow, why her reflection didn't look like someone living, but someone fading. She thought maybe it was her age, but when she came to one of our workshops, we looked at her morning, and we realized she was doing everything backward. No hydration, no movement, no protein, and an insulin spike first thing in the morning, sugar flooding her system without a signal to use it. Her body wasn't lazy, it was responding. It was doing exactly what she told it to do, shut down. So we changed just one thing. We rewrote her morning. Now Lorraine wakes up and drinks a tall glass of warm water with lemon. She moves for 5 minutes, not exercise, just movement. Arms overhead, marching in place, a few gentle squats. Then she eats 2 eggs with spinach, avocado, and a slice of sprouted grain bread. No sugar, no crash, no silence in her muscles. And something incredible happened. Not overnight, but within 3 weeks she stood up easier. Her mind cleared, her hands steadied. She told me, "I finally feel like I'm waking up into my body again." That's not magic, that's alignment. So what's really going wrong in the typical morning after 60? Let's break it down. When you start your day with sugar, toast, jam, juice, cereal, you spike your blood glucose fast. Your body releases insulin to compensate. But here's the problem. After 60, your cells don't respond to insulin the same way. It's called insulin resistance, and it means your body has to release more and more insulin just to get nutrients into your cells. The side effect? Your muscles starve, not literally, but they stop receiving the signals to rebuild. They stop absorbing amino acids. They stop functioning at full strength, and over time, they shrink. You lose what you didn't even realize was fading. Grip strength, leg power, balance, all because of what you put on your plate before 9 a.m. But it's not just sugar, it's stillness. The average senior sits for more than 10 hours a day, and most of that sitting starts before breakfast. You wake, you sit, you scroll, you eat, you sit again, and your body reads that as, "I'm not needed." And muscles that don't feel needed begin to dissolve. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't need to lift weights. But you need movement, right away. Even 5 minutes of light motion in the morning has been shown to increase circulation, activate muscle fibers, and improve insulin sensitivity for the rest of the day. In a 2022 study from the Journals of Gerontology, seniors who performed light resistance movements for just 10 minutes in the morning had a 47% improvement in muscle protein synthesis compared to those who were sedentary before breakfast. Same diet, same body type. But one started their day with motion, the other didn't. Your body doesn't need punishment, it needs preparation. And there's another factor, one so often overlooked: your nervous system. After 60, your nervous system becomes more sensitive to stress. And if you start your day by rushing, by checking email, by reading bad news on your phone, you activate your sympathetic state, your fight or flight mode. And in that state, digestion shuts down, nutrient absorption drops, muscle building halts, because your body thinks you're in danger, not digestion. That's why some seniors eat well but don't feel better. They're feeding a system that's not listening. To reverse this, you have to flip the switch to your parasympathetic state, rest and digest, calm and build. And that starts with stillness. Not stillness of body, but stillness of mind. 2 minutes of deep breathing, box breathing, 4 seconds in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. That pattern alone has been shown in NIH studies to lower cortisol, reduce inflammation markers, and improve morning focus and balance. That's what you need after 60. Not more effort, more precision. Because your mornings aren't random, they're powerful. They are either the first stone in a foundation of strength or the first crack in its collapse, and it's not too late to choose differently. Tomorrow morning, you could wake and begin again, but we're not done yet. Because while we've covered the silent threats in most seniors' mornings, sugar, stillness, stress, we haven't yet explored the full solution. The blueprint that brings it all together into something repeatable, realistic, and life-changing. We haven't yet talked about light, about protein thresholds, about digestion and hydration, and we haven't yet met some of the seniors who went from barely standing to feeling reborn, simply by changing how they started their day. That's next. Because your strength isn't behind you, it's right here. And the first step forward starts the moment you open your eyes. Because now we move from awareness into action. We've already seen how hidden choices, ones that seem harmless or routine, can quietly erode strength after 60. But what happens when you flip the signal? What happens when you stop beginning your day like someone who's shutting down and start beginning it like someone who's waking up with purpose? Let me show you. We start with light. The kind of light that's free, silent, and more powerful than most people realize. Natural morning light. When you step outside, within 30 minutes of waking, and expose your eyes to daylight, you reset your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. And that rhythm controls everything from hormone production to energy cycles to, yes, muscle building. Here's what the science says. A study from the University of Colorado found that seniors who received 10 minutes of morning sunlight had significantly better sleep quality, more stable blood sugar, and improved muscle tone over 8 weeks compared to those who stayed indoors. Why? Because light is a hormonal signal. It suppresses melatonin. It encourages a healthy rise in cortisol, not the stress version, but the energizing kind. It primes the body to absorb nutrients, use fuel efficiently, and trigger the mechanisms for regeneration. If you eat breakfast in the dark or in front of a screen, your body doesn't fully switch on. But step into the sun, even just to stand on your porch, and your brain tells your body, the day has begun, let's build, let's repair. Now, pair that with the second signal, protein. Not just any protein, the right amount, at the right time. Here's where most people miss the mark. After 60, your body needs more protein to get the same muscle building effect you got at 30. It's called anabolic resistance. It means your cells don't respond to protein as efficiently. So, while younger adults can eat a light breakfast and still maintain muscle, older adults need to hit a higher threshold in a single sitting to flip the switch on strength. That switch is called mTOR. It's your body's master regulator of muscle growth, and it gets triggered when you consume enough of a key amino acid, leucine. Now, listen to this closely. Most seniors fall short by half every morning. 1 egg, just 0.5 grams of leucine. A cup of milk, less than 1. You need 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine in one sitting to fully activate mTOR and tell your muscles to grow, not shrink. That typically means 30 to 35 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast. That's not a lot if you build your plate right. 2 eggs with turkey sausage, A scoop of whey isolate in a smoothie, Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, or even leftovers, chicken breast, lentils, tofu, salmon. Once you reach that threshold, your body gets the message. We're not in breakdown mode anymore. We're building, reclaiming, reversing the slow fade of time. And the results? They come faster than you'd think. I met a man named Ed, 72, former warehouse worker, big hands, soft eyes. He said, "I just want to feel like myself again." His mornings were toast and jelly, orange juice, no protein, no movement, no light. He switched to a smoothie, 30 grams of protein blended with almond milk, frozen spinach, banana, flaxseed. He added 10 minutes of light stretching and stepped out onto his back porch for sun every morning. That's it. By week 3, his knees stopped aching. By week 5, he was walking faster. By week 7, he said, "I picked up my toolbox the other day and didn't even think about it. It used to feel like lifting a rock." That's what happens when you give your body the raw materials and the signal to rebuild. But let's not stop there, because food and light are only 2 of the levers. There's a third one seniors forget almost entirely: digestion. The hard truth is this: your stomach changes with age, your acid levels drop. That means you don't break down protein as effectively. Even if you eat the right food, your body might not be using it. You may be excreting valuable amino acids before they ever get to your muscles. It's why some people say, "I eat plenty of protein but still feel weak." Their body isn't digesting it properly. The fix? It can be simple: a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and water before your meal, or a digestive enzyme taken with your breakfast. Both help restore the acidic environment your stomach needs to break down food fully. So your protein doesn't just pass through you, it builds you. And what about hydration? Dehydration is one of the top hidden reasons seniors feel tired, stiff, and off balance. Water makes up over 75% of your muscle tissue. And first thing in the morning, after hours without drinking, your body is desperately thirsty. Most seniors start their day with coffee, but not water. Coffee is fine, but it shouldn't come first. What your body really needs is a tall glass of water, maybe with a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon, to replenish electrolytes and reawaken your cells. One of my clients, Gloria, was 75 and always felt heavy in the morning. Not in weight, just sluggish. She thought it was her age. Turns out, she was simply starting every day in a state of mild dehydration. Once, she began drinking 16 ounces of water first thing each morning. Her energy shifted, her digestion improved, her mind felt clearer. "I feel younger by 10 years, she told me. And I didn't change my meals, just my water." These are not small details. They're the ingredients of a rhythm that tells your body, you are safe. You are fueled. You are being listened to. Because when your nervous system feels rushed, neglected, or starved, it shuts down growth. But when you wake gently, hydrate slowly, move intentionally, feed wisely, and breathe deeply, something shifts. Your body gets out of defense mode. It stops bracing. It starts building again. And maybe that sounds like a lot, but here's the thing. You're already spending that time. You're already waking up, already eating something, already moving, or not, already choosing, even without realizing it. What we're doing here is bringing intention to what was once autopilot. And the rewards? They stack. You build muscle not just with protein, but with presence. You build balance not just through movement, but through consistency. You build clarity not just with food, but with rhythm. This is what most health advice misses. The morning is not a list of tasks. It's a message. One your body hears louder than almost anything else. And once you start sending the right message, your biology responds. You begin to feel steady again, strong again, capable again. You don't need hours in the gym. You need moments of decision. The 5 minutes you breathe before breakfast, the light on your face as you sip water, the bite of food that isn't rushed but respected. That's the beginning of your return. Because the decay most people accept after 60 isn't fate. It's a miscommunication, and you now know how to correct it. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, the emotional one, the belief systems, the self-perception, the moments of doubt that creep in when progress feels slow, when others don't understand, when it feels easier to slide back into old patterns. That's where we're going next. Because no blueprint is complete without belief, and no transformation lasts without identity. Your strength is ready to rise, but your mind has to agree. So, as we head into the final part of this journey, we'll bring it all together. Morning rituals, body rhythms, emotional clarity, and the daily decision to stand up for the life you want. Not someday, but tomorrow morning. Because now, it's not just about knowledge. Now it's about the life you choose to live, starting tomorrow morning. You've seen the truth behind your mornings, the quiet erosion that happens when you begin the day with sugar, stress, and stillness. You've learned how 1 hour, just one, can decide how your body uses protein, processes energy, builds muscle, even holds on to balance and clarity. And you've heard the stories. Lorraine, Ed, Gloria, ordinary people who took back their mornings and found something most thought was lost for good, their strength. But this is where it becomes real, because now the spotlight is on you. You, standing in your kitchen. You, staring at the same counter you've stood before 1,000 times. You, with the power in your hands to turn a routine into a revolution. This is the final piece, the unshakable foundation, the plan that turns inspiration into identity. Because your body will do what it's told, but your spirit must be the one giving orders. So let's map it, simply and clearly. You wake, not to an alarm that jolts your system, not to the blue light of a phone that fills your eyes before your breath has steadied. You wake to your breath, to a moment of stillness that anchors you. Before the day rushes in, you say to yourself, "Today I build." You sit at the edge of your bed and move, gently. 10 slow sit-to-stands, arm rolls, neck circles, heel raises, 5 minutes to tell your body, "You matter, I need you." You walk to the sink, fill a tall glass with water, maybe a pinch of sea salt, maybe a squeeze of lemon, and you drink. Not to fill, but to wake, to signal hydration, digestion, renewal. You step outside or open the blinds wide. Let natural light meet your eyes. This one moment resets your biology more deeply than any pill. It tells your hormones, your cells, your mind, the day has begun and we are ready. Then you breathe, 4 seconds in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. You do this for 2 minutes and your nervous system listens. It shifts from defense to peace, from stress to strength. Only then you eat, but not like before, not like a body on autopilot. Now, you build a plate that speaks the language of muscle. Maybe it's eggs with spinach, avocado, and a sprinkle of turmeric. Maybe it's a smoothie, almond milk, whey isolate, chia seeds, frozen berries, and cinnamon. Maybe it's Greek yogurt with walnuts and flax, a slice of salmon on sourdough, or lentils with sautéed kale. You eat protein not because you're dieting, but because your cells need it to stay alive, vibrant, and strong. You aim for 30 grams because your muscles can't hear a whisper. They need a command. You add healthy fats, not because it's trendy, but because your brain, your hormones, your nerves depend on them. You choose fiber, not for weight loss, but because your gut is where your immune system, energy, and clarity are born. And if you need help digesting it all, you give your body what it needs. A bit of vinegar, a gentle enzyme, a breath between bites, because this isn't a race, it's a ritual. And then you move again, not to punish, but to place the bricks you've laid, to tell your muscles this is where to grow. Maybe a short walk, maybe resistance bands, maybe just dancing as your coffee brews. None of this takes hours, but every moment is a vote for life, for freedom, for strength. But here's what no one tells you. It won't feel dramatic at first. You won't wake up after 3 days with new legs or a glowing transformation. You'll wake up and feel a little more you. Maybe it's how you step out of bed without holding the dresser. Maybe it's how you carry a bag of groceries and don't notice the weight. Maybe it's the way your thoughts feel sharper, your posture straighter, your energy longer lasting. It builds quietly at first, until one day you realize something has shifted so deeply that you can't unfeel it. You feel alive again. Not because you reversed time, but because you aligned with it. See, most people think aging is the problem, but it's not. Disconnection is. We spend decades listening to screens, routines, and industries that pull us away from our own bodies. We learn to ignore the signals, to override the pain, to silence the truth. But your body never stopped speaking. It has always been listening, waiting, aching for you to return to it. And now, you know how. You begin again every morning. You don't rush, you don't numb, you don't sabotage. You rise with intention. You breathe like someone who matters. You hydrate like someone who wants to stay. You eat like someone rebuilding a house they want to live in for years to come. You move like someone who still has places to go. And you speak to yourself not with criticism, but with clarity. This is who I am now. Because you are not broken. You are rebuilding. You are not behind. You are beginning. You are not weak. You are a body in waiting. Waiting to be spoken to with care, fueled with precision, and trusted with life. And it all starts, not with a pill or a gym or a new diagnosis, but with what you do before 9 a.m. That's your moment. That's your invitation. That's your quiet revolution. So, tomorrow morning, when your eyes open and the day arrives once more, don't reach for the old habits. Don't scroll. Don't settle. Don't silence your strength. Instead, rise like someone who remembers. Stand like someone who believes. Eat like someone who's staying strong. Because you are. And your body, resilient, listening, and ready, has been waiting to hear from you. So speak clearly. Start wisely. And never, ever again. Start your day like you're disappearing. Because you're not. You're arriving. And the world still needs the strength only you can bring.